Red Foxes and the spirit of the Valley. Here we go, ball in the pool. Clash in the center, but Marist will take it away and the Red Foxes pounce on it. It'll be with the hands of Kendall De Beer, the South African native. Moves it forward. And already some whistles early.
This is also the first time today, Blake, that we've seen a team playing for the second time. After this game, everybody will be playing for the second time. It'll be interesting to see the depth of each team. Which teams can come back from a first game, whether they won or lost, and start and improve on their record.
Ottawa with one of the smaller rosters this season just due to the nature of the NAIA. The straightaway shot for Marist there. It does not convert for De Beer.
Yeah, you can see the comparison of these two benches. Ottawa only has 5 players on their bench. Marist is 2 rows deep. You would expect if this thing is even remotely close late in the second half that Marist starts to use that and sub in some fresh legs.
Here's Jennifer Liu, announced her name a lot last game, and a shot opportunity from the right wing from Ella Denny. She can't find the back of the net. Both of those two are the key players to watch out for Ottawa, Arizona.
Absolutely. A lot of talent on both of these rosters. Again, 2 of the teams, not 2 of the teams that you would really think of when you think women's water polo powerhouses, but they've come to Tempe to try and put a little respect on their name, get a couple of ranked wins.
Here's some shot opportunities over here on the right side. It's De Beer, a look inside and a shot converted. It's Shanae Carrington from New Zealand who gets us going.
I mean, that's as pretty a pass as you're gonna get, and she had it right in front of the net. Terrific look for Marist and just a defensive breakdown for Ottawa.
Yeah, looking at some of these key players for the Ottawa Spirit, along with the Marist Foxes, Rachel Hughes and Jasmine Miller, some key players to watch out for. NAIA Tournament MVP and part of the NAIA Championship run. And for Marist, some plenty players, members of the MAAC second teams, Kaylee Bread and Rachel Dean. Both teams going back and forth with defensive transitions. Throw up ahead. Grace Marcus. Pardon me. Jennifer Liu. Throws to the far side. Jasmine Miller had one of 2 goals this morning for Ottawa, Arizona, but she gets it taken away. And the defense, it's the common theme in water polo that we've seen so far this morning. Defense wins titles, it makes winning plays, and it sets up the rest of the game.
And we saw that with Arizona State, where they had an explosive offense, but the defense just added to that, and it built to a pressure that San Jose State couldn't overcome.
A dish inside from Rachel Dean, and finishing it off inside is Ella Baumgarten out of Orange County, California. Great dish and dump inside, and it's a early 2-goal lead for Marist.
Let's see Ottawa's come back in off the exclusion.
Ottawa
Again, not a deep team. You can't afford to have players going down with penalties like that.
Ottawa, Arizona held UCSB to 2 goals early for the majority of that first quarter in their last match, but now find themselves in an early double deficit.
And again, that talks about the depth of this team that, well, they were really able to hang around with USB only because they could get some stops, but now that defense just is gassed.
It's a 3-on-2 for Marist. One-on-one opportunity inside and right through the eyes. Layla McCarroll. And some substitutions coming in as well.
Here you go. Marist is going to try to kill them early with all these substitutions. I counted 4 players just dropped into the pool. That's brand new sets of legs. Again, Marist goes basically, looks like maybe 10 deep potentially on that bench. They're just going to keep mass substituting, and it's going to be a killer for an Ottawa defense that, again, is on their second game of the day.
Here's Jasmine Miller, the NAIA Tournament MVP last season. Had a goal earlier today, trying to be the first one to get Ottawa, Arizona on the board. A look inside to Kendall Patrick, the team captain, gets tangled up with a pair of Red Foxes. And here come those Red Foxes, moving rapidly through the water. A look for Carrington. She had a shot and a goal earlier. And you can't get one there.
The other thing about those substitutions for Marist is how important it's going to be for their later game. They play ASU in game number 2 on the day. I mean, 4 p.m.
A free shot and a skip in for Padilla. Taking advantage of those free shot opportunities and make Ottawa, Arizona pay for their exclusion. 4-0 Marist.
4 p.m. They're going to have to come back here and play the number 7 team in the country who just demolished San Jose State in the waning moments of that game. You need fresh legs. You got to keep everybody, kind of ready to go for that. You're going to need all hands on deck to try and take them out.
Jennifer Liu tangled up with Carrington, who's had some stellar stops. Jennifer Liu, native of San Jose, California, will face the Spartans tomorrow. Toss to the far side. Retrieved by Rachel Hughes. Liu inside. A look and a sneak around the left post. Wrapping it in is Tori Higginson. And Ottawa, Arizona gets on the board.
Well, the offense has been the one thing that we've, through a game and a half or so seen has really been a weakness for Ottawa. They just couldn't keep up scoring-wise in game 1, only had 2 goals. Every goal you really have to make the most out of it. Make sure that not only is a goal, but it leads into a nice, strong defensive stand and maybe another goal shortly after.
First goal for Higginson this weekend. 1 of 3 so far for Ottawa, Arizona in this Invitational hosted by Arizona State. And you've got Greg Ferrier, ramped up coach, barking out orders, trying to have his team make a defensive stand, and they do, forcing a turnover away and ripping it out from the Red Foxes. New goalie in net, Gabby Fisher, held it down well. And the last couple of games was kind of allowed for the Red Foxes to gain the earlier momentum. They put Morgan Fenner a solid finish to the opening game today. Here's Higginson. Tried to take advantage, but is pinched together by a pair of Foxes. Here come Marist the other way. Liu trying to be the front-facing defender. Over to the near side. Layla McCarroll, 14 goals last season. Gets a look inside. Tangled up. McKaylee Hansberger. And it looks like there'll be an exclusion call. Offensive penalty against the Red Foxes. Under 3 minutes to play in the opening frame, 4-1 Marist. Working it up, the captain, Patrick, one-on-one with Hansberger. 10 to shoot for Marist. Being dipped under the water, trying to retrieve it was Higginson, but the Red Foxes force another takeaway. Marist been tested heavily this season, but chance of a breather here with Ottawa, Arizona. Now an opportunity in front. Lane to Hunt. Tries to sniff for a goal, bounces it off the post, and it ricochets out. Had a chance, but couldn't quite sneak it in. Morgan Fenner, the freshman in goalie, getting tested early by this ferocious Red Foxes squad. Kendall Patrick. Interfered with, 10 to shoot. Gets it down inside, but is quickly intercepted by the Red Foxes. Layla McCarroll going the other way. Got a numbers advantage here for the Red Foxes, 4-on-3. And a rifle, but a batted away by Morgan Fenner. Trying to quickly get her own rebound there was McCarroll. Straightaway shot, and it was deflected once again. How about the freshman, Benner, holding it down in net. Moving from right to left, sliding across the area, and not allowing the Red Foxes to capitalize on that possession. That's winning plays right there for Ottawa, Arizona. The NAIA national champions from a year ago, seeking their first win still. Red Foxes a great dish inside and curling that one over the head of Fenner. She did all she could on that last possession, but that one-on-one opportunity goes in favor of Hansberger, who gets her first goal.
Maybe the best fast break that we've seen all day from any of these teams. She got well ahead of the pack, and there was very little you could do to stop her.
The Newport Beach, California native tickles the twine in the net. A minute to play here in the opening frame. Ottawa, Arizona trying to keep pace. Marist looking to separate. Patrick trying to get in front, and Marist getting Jasmine Miller hit on the face. He quickly shakes it off. Be re-inbounded into the pool. A little bit of stoppage. Quickly back to Miller, and we will resume play. Miller, a little bit of a furious throw right there. And it's stopped by Sanchez. Inez Sanchez. Oh, big numbers opportunity for Marist. No chance for Fenner as Paige Nagel, another Newport Beach native, back-to-back players from Newport Beach are able to convert on goals for Marist. A little bit of moving across the coast to New York, but they come back home to the Southwest and find their groove that made them the players they are today. 30 seconds to play in the opening frame, and continued pursuit by the Red Foxes. Treading back, a backward pass. Back to Morgan Fenner. Then put in disadvantageous situations. The transition looks from the Red Foxes. Last chance before the quarter clocks out. As time expires, Rachel Hughes heaves one up over to that far post. This is wide. Still 4 seconds. Kendall Patrick doesn't have anything, and that will do it for the opening frame. The Marist Red Foxes show off their paralysis on the defensive end and are able to get out in transition, use their speedy swimming to take the early 6-1 lead.
A good start for Marist. They obviously looked like the more dominant team. They knew coming in that, hey, we're going to be fresh. This is our chance, probably our best chance to win a game this weekend. They could knock off a couple teams, but on paper, their best chance to win a game this weekend. We're coming in healthy. They're coming in a little banged up and bruised from that first game, and they just asserted their dominance in that first quarter. Now the question, can they do it for 3 more, or will Ottawa be able to kind of just have to keep going? This is, you knew coming into the weekend this is going to be tough. You're playing 4 different teams, all of whom have received votes at the very least in the top 25 for Division I. You're punching above your weight here. Anything you do is going to be considered a success. So at this point, you got to just play the weekend out. Even if you don't win a game this weekend, which at this point looks like maybe potentially what's going to happen, you just got to play out. Continue to play tough, continue to play physical, and hope that maybe you can steal a win and then use whatever you can get out of this weekend to go into conference play and try to win another national championship.
Greg Ferrier, one of the great coaches in this sport, coached at the junior Olympic level, and has been able to help Ottawa, Arizona get to the mountaintop in just their 3rd season as a program. Now in their 4th season, trying to make it back-to-back. They've had an increased interest from other programs at the Power 5 level, clearly, to want to square off with them. And now they are getting learning experience and Tess, while Marist is trying to bolster their confidence heading into some tough competitions coming up, and what a tough shot there. How about Leanna Hunt, her second goal?
Good start for Marist. Again, you don't want to let up. You want to keep this momentum going. But at this point, you know, you get closer and closer to halftime, you're going to have to start thinking about how you're going to want to play these final few minutes because, again, you still have to play ASU coming up later. You're really going to want to keep subbing, get some fresh legs in there, make sure everyone's cool for that final game of the day.
The Fresno State transfer finds the twine. Grace Marcus defending. Over back to the far side. It's intercepted by Rachel D. Red Foxes have been relentless on defense.
Love to see all these transfers, Blake, even in water polo. The transfer portal's still a thing. Everyone's still going into the offseason, knows what they got to do to cook.
Leanna Hunt gets tangled up with a pair of Spirit. And how about Kendall Patrick, the team MVP, showing why. He gets the ball immediately back. Morgan Fenner getting some help with their teammates. That was some of the problems in the first half. A little bit too much pressure on the freshmen.
Yeah, you don't want to leave it all to them. Obviously, they're still young, learning this game, especially at the collegiate level. You're playing against some really physical girls.
Offensive penalty against the Spirit. They'll be taken the other way by the Red Foxes. Out in numbers, Samantha Bentley. Dishes out front. Hunt again, looking for the hat trick. Dishes it off for an assist. Tried to get it off to Baumgarten. She had a goal earlier, but misses that one left post. Hunt again, controlling the rock with the southpaw. Shot clock resets. And now a rifle inside, but that one doesn't go. Deflected by the Spirit, but a missile there from Nagel.
Blake, the velocity on that shot, man. Takes some guts to make a stop like that.
Yeah, Nagel had a goal earlier. Actually had the latest goal for Marist. A 7-1 lead for the Red Foxes out of the MAAC. Lou, back to the point. Patrick, far side. Lavas, and another offensive exclusion against Ottawa, Arizona. Trying to snap a 4-game losing skid to the start of the season. Meanwhile, Marist trying to bounce back from a loss to number 17 Harvard up in the Northeast. What a pass inside and a finish in space. The second goal of the day from Ella Baumgarten.
Pristine, chef's kiss.
And that's the kind of ball movement that separates the good from the great in this sport.
You know it.
Great ability to set up that offense for Marist. The ball movement, it's arguably some of the best we've seen, even with those top 20 teams. This ball movement and the transition that Marist has been able to set up has been some of the best we've seen so far in this tournament.
And I think the question is going to be, obviously you don't want to put put this flame out, but the question is going to be, are they going to be able to do that against ASU? And the answer is most likely no. And the answer, the question from that is going to have to be, when you can't move the ball that easily, when you have to take some bad shots and make them good, how do you do? And we're going to see.
Nice shots from distance. Kendall Patrick trying to find her second goal of the weekend. I can't do it. Whoa, toss way out in front of full pool heave, as you could say. And Morgan Fenner will go out and retrieve it. What a job by the freshman. It's been tough. He's had some tough looks, but for a freshman goalkeeper, she's done well.
Like, what is the pool version of the miracle at McHale?
I have no idea.
The miracle at Mona.
A toss inside from Rachel Hughes. And it's saved by Inez Sanchez. We haven't talked about her a whole lot today because her teammates have been able to keep it away from harm's way of the net. Here's a look inside. And talk about that curl. Talk about that velocity on those shots. How about Leona Hunt? Her third goal today, a hat trick for number 4.
The looks that they're getting, you'd just be shocked if they weren't hitting all these goals. Really just, I mean, they're right in front of the net. It's been a real defensive breakdown for Ottawa.
Hunt had just 13 goals last season. She has 3 today. Third of all of Marist goals, approaching double digits in this one with 3:15 to play in this third quarter. Another takeaway by the Red Foxes, relentless in their pressure. Now tangled up. And that transition offense for Marist has been so stellar. A throw to the far side, ball of movement, control of the rock. Little kiss inside, if you will. A little bit of flick of the wrist from Alyssa Mullane out of Playa del Rey, California.
Again, it's unlikely you're going to see them move the ball that gracefully later. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe they can. But, I mean, just watch this team. They are playing as a cohesive unit. They're playing together. This is exactly how you wanted to start your weekend, going into 3 matchups against top 25 teams with a chance to get a number next to your name next week.
I've gotten out hot on this start, 10-1. We've got a gauntlet coming up the rest of the weekend for Marist, starting this afternoon in the final match of our 5-game slate on Blaze TV today. And they take on the top team in this tournament, at least, at number 7 in the country in ASU. Host school has been dominant so far, running through 2 top 20 teams. Marist trying to spoil ASU's perfect run in this tournament so far. Good little roof-topper from Fenner. Able to collapse that shot from De Beer. She had a shot, she had the first goal of the game, in fact, but hasn't scored since. Toss here to the near side. Ella Denny, San Diego native. Looking for options. Arizona flag on the back of her cap, tosses back to her captain. Kendall Patrick, clock winding down, 3 to shoot. A little double skip, but no hop for the net.
The defense is really taking over for Marist too. Again, they're playing as a unit, and that would be part of it.
And a save by Sanchez. She doesn't get talked about enough. I mean, she was the MAAC Rookie of the Year last year, at 90 total saves, but her teammates have helped her out a lot today. A shot in front, 2-on-2, scramble loose for the ball, and it'll be Fenner. The freshman comes away with it. She's been stepping up over these past few possessions to keep Marist out of the net.
Yeah, at this point, they just have to find an answer, something to just stop the bleeding. Again, your whole team is gassed. You've been playing for almost 6 quarters today. You have to find someone that's got a little spark that can bring this team back to life.
Sanchez squanders that shot from Ella Denny. Now a throw up ahead. Marist so good at those full court heaves. Talk about the arm that Sanchez has. Able to move that ball up front. We have some exclusion on the offensive end on Marist. Morgan Fenner, goalie in net for Ottawa, Arizona, product of Lincoln High School. Marist takes it back away. Leona Hunt, a hat trick today. Transfer from Fresno State, has found her new name. Over there in the Northeast. Brought it back to the Southwest today. Fenner again denying entry. Receiving encouragement from their coach, Greg Farrer. Being stifled is Jasmine Miller. A shot inside as clock was expiring here on the quarter from Jasmine DeZorbo, but it doesn't quite convert. Sanchez continuing to hold it down in net, and Marist spreads the lead to a 10-1 advantage heading into the 4th quarter.
That's as dominant a first half as you can get. Let's see how they come back in the second.
We'll take a quick break and come back for the fourth and final quarter here on Blaze TV. Marist leading by 9.
That they may be just a better team, but if you're Ottawa, you just got to continue to fight and you got to continue to take things. You know, you're getting beat up. Find out why you're getting beat up. What is Marist doing that you can take into your games once you get to conference play? That's the goal of this weekend for them.
Marist coming off a 23-10 campaign last season. They fell to LIU in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference Championship. Looking to bounce back, and they've had a tough slate so far to begin the season with 7 ranked opponents, but are banking on the door of the top 25 themselves, joining the cluster of contenders amongst this tournament. Looks like San Jose State, some of the players scouting the competition upcoming between both of these teams. Marist a look inside, and a switch of the goalies for Ottawa, Arizona. Gabby Fisher back there in the net again. And for Marist on the other end, another substitution as Inez Sanchez back in there as well. Excuse me, that is Zoe Savat. We'll start the second half. Marist will take it the other direction. Layla McCarroll, a goal already today, swerving her way through the water. Throws it over the near side. Addition inside, but a trio. A lot of Arizonans able to collapse that offensive possession for Marist. Rachel Dean almost had a chance there. 36 goals last season for her, compared to just her 12 as a freshman. Here's Lou, San Jose native. A couple of Spartans watching over her. A shot, and she nearly nicked it in, just barely fell right in front of the goal line and wasn't able to hop its way over.
Well, I'll tell you, Blake, this is our first water polo, or our second water polo day of the year with Blaze TV. We don't quite have the goal line camera yet, but if we did, I'd love to get a look at that because it looked like maybe that did cross the line. Great shot. Oh.
A chance there by Jamie DeZorbo. But again, such a stellar stop by Gabby Fisher.
We don't have, is it VAR still? I know that's what it is in soccer. We don't have the ability to take the automatic goal line yet.
Here comes
We're getting there.
The Red Foxes. McCarroll, her second. 2 for 22. And it's 11-1 Marist.
And here's another mass substitution coming for Marist. Another 4 or 5 girls coming into the pool. You would expect to see a lot of that, Blake. It may come kind of like hockey with the line changes over the next quarter and a half, because you're going to want to keep everybody fresh for that ASU game. And so you may see, you start to work into lines, and each line takes a 2-minute shift or so.
We mentioned the depth off the top, talking about how 2 rows deep for Marist compared to Ottawa, Arizona. Just 5 players sitting on the bench at the time. Shadows cast over the pool here at Mona Plummer. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Continued swarming and pressure by Samantha Bentley. The New Zealander encroaches in on that. Lou having no space to go. Just bigger bodies for Marist. Just the undersized Ottawa, Arizona not able to work around those towering presence.
Yeah, Marist has a real physical presence, and that's something they should really try to work to their advantage against ASU. ASU obviously has a very dominant physical presence as well, but if you can kind of negate that a little bit, that would be a big plus.
Nabeer, a skip shot, still can't find the net again. She had the first goal of this game, but has been held scoreless since, as Gabby Fisher, again, swerving that one away. Ottawa, Arizona. Only one score today. It came from Tori Higginson. Stands in the center of the circle. 3 to shoot. They do get it to Higginson, but she is held up by a pair of Red Foxes. Samantha Bentley doing a nice job defending. She now has the ball. Bentley lost it over to the near side. Here's a shot opportunity for Dean. Throws it up to the top point. Padilla kicks it in from the top corner, and it flicks back to the back of the net.
Yeah, the friendly bounce.
A friendly flick and a friendly bounce indeed for Padilla, a member of the MAAC All-Championship team last season, and a crucial piece to the two-way game of Marist's team. And two-way, I think that's the best way to describe these contending teams, and especially a team like Marist that uses their two-way play to set up their entire team identity and scheme.
Yeah, absolutely. Such a well-rounded group of girls.
Madison Mathewson tosses it over to the near side. Ella Denny back to the top point. How about Rachel Hughes? Some exclusion. Against Marist, shot clock reset.
I tell you, Blake, we haven't really seen a lot of penalties. These two teams have played a pretty clean game.
That is correct.
Not of
Mathewson,
exclusions either.
out of Hayward, California, tosses it back up top. They work it around to Lou. He's got a gun on that arm when she chooses to fire it. 10 to shoot. Treading on the far side, Lou, an opportunity straight away, but again, the goal says no. It seems like that crossbar has just not been her companion today.
And that's kind of been one of those days for Ottawa. They're not getting the bounces.
Padilla just had the goal, the latest one for Marist. Tosses it far side as the Sunshine comes back out from its hiding. Under 3 to play in the third. It's Marist, 12-1. Rachel Hughes. Up top to Jasmine Miller. Another one of the team leaders. Tosses it over to Ella Denny. Again, a turnover. Marist will take over possession. Marist led by Chris Vidal. A towering presence over there in the right corner. Red Foxes looking to take advantage of this offensive possessions. The clan of Spirit in there. A spin around shot, but won't go for Hansberger. McKaylee Hansberger, that is. Had a goal earlier today. Good job by Ottawa, Arizona to get back on defense and force that stop. More penalties against Marist on this past possession. Lou again tied up, 2 to shoot. Rifles one, skips it across the knee, and Ottawa, Arizona finally finds the back of the net for the first time since the first quarter. And for the first time today, Jennifer Lou is able to get it. She's had the ball more than anyone else on this Spirit squad, and she finally is able to break through. Beer, who broke through in that first quarter before anyone, still trying to find it again. Here's Kaylee Brand, and she shoots and scores. Her first shot attempt, her first action of the game, and she's able to string it through. Nearly 50 goals over her first 2 seasons here in Marist, and she finds her first one of the weekend, and a rapid response there by the Red Foxes.
Yeah, that just kills any kind of momentum that Ottawa's getting. That's the most frustrating thing in the world, when you can start to finally get something going on offense and immediately Marist just comes back.
You talk about that depth for Marist, a 5-swimmer substitution. Kendall Patrick trying to get Ottawa back with it. Under 90 to play in the third. Wind gusting its way in the air now. Back and forth, American flag blowing over that far corner. And another shot and score. This time it's Rachel Hughes, her first. Two new. Spirit come into play in this one. And how about that stretch for the Spirit? Able to get their couple of goals, more goals in those past 2 minutes than they had all of last game. Ottawa, Arizona really trying to step it up. Take advantage of these closing seconds while they have the momentum. Ella Denny. Rapidly moving through the water. Curls around and is stuffed by Hunt. A look inside, but denied on the entry pass by Alyssa Mullane out of Play Del Rey, California. A toss up front to Hunt. A hat trick. Can she make it 4? Yes, she can, right through the hands. Liana Hunt. It's a 4-goal day. Have a day, Liana Hunt. Marist, an answer to every Ottawa, Arizona possession. As the clock winds out in this third quarter, the Spirit will try and get one more shot. Kendall Patrick retreating back, 3 to shoot. She rifles one in and it's palmed up and taken down by Seabach. That will do it for the third. Quite interesting. The Spirit were able to get a little bit of goals going.
Yeah, they have momentum going into the fourth. Let's see if they can build on it. First real momentum they've had all day.
14 to 3, Marist. I'll see how they will do it as they prepare for NAIA competition coming up soon, where they try to repeat as national champions. 8 minutes to go here in match number 3. Oh man, we got a good one coming up next. Number 12, UCSB, and number 19, San Jose State. And a shot on goal for Marist. They get right back to business.
Yeah, they stole all that momentum right back. Let's see if Ottawa can at least make it a back and forth affair here.
And I'm telling you, man, Marist, with the ball movement they've had, they are got votes for a reason. This is a team that's going to be no slouch for the Devils later on.
Again, they have 3 chances here against ranked opponents to finish out the weekend. You could make the argument that if they even win one of those games, they should be in the top 25, let alone the majority of those.
Loft to that far side by Ottawa, Arizona. Still seeking their first win, a rough start to the season for Greg Ferrier. The road does not get easier this weekend, at least. Look at that ball movement. Look at that beauty of a shot, a ricochet, and a second chance, and a score for Alyssa Mullane. 15, or make it 16 now, to 3 for Marist.
This could be our highest scoring game of the day, Blake. I can fairly confidently say that.
Mullane, her second. But how about that ball movement? It's just touch after touch. It's like hot potato skipping it around.
It's so smooth. They're so cohesive. Let's see. ASU has got to disjoint them, I think. ASU is kind of the perfect team to play them in this next game because we've seen what they can do early. You're gonna get hit with ASU. You're gonna hit real hard in that first 8-minute stretch. The key, as we saw with San Jose State, is keeping it close and being able to claw back a little bit as the game continues to go. Can Marist get hit and get back up? Let's see.
We shall see a chance here out in front for the Red Foxes, and it won't go. But let's take a look. We talk about the Spirit and their chances at an NAIA championship run. I mean, look what they did last season. They went 10-10, and we're at 500. Weren't the best squad to start off with, but then we're able to finish with an 8-game win streak to end the season. Finish the season crowned as the national championship. Look at that back slap shot from Tori Higginson. Her second goal today, the only player with multiple goals for Ottawa, Arizona. Marist will take it the other direction as Alyssa Mullane had the last goal. Trying to add to it. Great fight here in the closing minutes by Ottawa, Arizona. So maybe some momentum to build off with, and adding to it on the defensive end. How about Gabby Fisher?
Like, that's another one that just hugs the post. I would love to see the replay. I think that might have crossed the line.
Goal line replay cam.
We got to get a couple of GoPros there. We'll have to talk to our referee, see if they'd be willing to use that as instant replay.
Lou pounced on by a couple of Foxes. Exclusion. Lou looking to dish it off, throws it back in a timeout. It'll be taken by
up on Spotify on our channel, The Bag Room.
And we're back on Blaze TV. Ottawa, Arizona with a chance to score. They aren't able to, though. But that hasn't been the case the last few minutes. Ottawa, 3 goals. 3 goals over this recent stretch. Claudia Lee getting some action, coming off the bench. Here's Samantha Bentley, a look inside, but Ottawa, Arizona with some great defense as the shot clock winds out of time. Looking at the upcoming schedule for Ottawa, Arizona. This is their second match today. They're the lone team that's played multiple matches so far today. That will change when UCSB plays their third match of the weekend. They played the most of anybody. Ottawa will square off against ASU tomorrow and SJSU, so 2 top 20 programs.
And Blake, it's not getting easier for them tomorrow.
Yeah, kicking off action tomorrow.
They're really going to have to stand tough. I mean, we've seen how they performed in a second game here against a team that wasn't even in the top 25. Tomorrow you're starting with 19. You're going to play ASU, who's 7th to finish out. Oh, great shot.
How about an alley-oop inside Emily Shearer?
I like
Finishes
that.
with the slam.
I like that.
Slam that down into the pool. And the lead just continues to grow. Shot by shot. Marist, they are legit, people. Don't sleep on the Red Foxes. They are coming. They are hungry. They are among the contenders. This will be no slouch
Great defense
of a match coming up for ASU. They're in a couple.
Oh, here you go.
More numbers. But a deflection.
On the break.
That one swerved back behind the head of Shearer. Just had the goal for the Orlando, Florida native. And she fumbles that one away. It's picked up by Kendall Patrick, the captain. Sun is in its full grace right now. Shining on the glossy pool below. Rachel Hughes up out in front. Ripped away. Lou batting it away. I believe she's called the defensive penalty against the Red Foxes. Lou running out of time to shot, and it expires. That one flailed away to Jasmine Miller.
You can appreciate the effort, Blake.
I do appreciate the effort, and I've mentioned that Jennifer Liu, I think, has the most effort on this pool today. She has been laying it out all the line, and she has had no breathing room with the defenders in her face. Again, Marist just too physical, too strong, showing off that strength right there. But how about the response from Gabby Fisher? Not letting up any of her territory. We're gonna have to play in the game. It's 17-4, favor of Marist. Marist, as we've previewed, taking on the number 17, the host school Sun Devils, to cap off today's action. Looking ahead to our Sunday schedule, all on Blaze TV. It'll start off with Ottawa, Arizona, and San Jose State, and a shot and a score.
And the best part for the folks at home, Blake, neither one of us are back tomorrow. Mercifully, we are done at the end of today.
I will be back with you tomorrow, but thank you, Aiden.
I was not aware of that. I won't be back tomorrow. People will be happy about that. But Jaden will be here.
We appreciate you tuning in here on Blaze TV. Rachel Hughes trying to answer back from that Colin Brown score. The San Diego native nets her first goal. How about Haugesson? She had the first today, gets it deflected, fighting for every inch.
I love the physicality here.
Can't keep it moving forward.
Both of these teams playing so tough.
San Jose State as well as UCSB getting back out and warming up. A top 20 clash on tap next. What a shot around the inside. Claudia Lee, her first goal out of Palos Verdes Estates, California. 8 goals last season, finds her first today in the closing minutes. Some of these unsung heroes of the team getting their chance, and man, Marist is knocking on the door of a 20-goal day.
Be a great start for them. Need that offense to continue, Blake. We saw San Jose State's biggest problem was how they went down early. They don't go down 4-1, 5-1 against ASU. It's a serious game late. Marist is going to have to come out firing. Don't let ASU take that 3-4 goal lead in the first quarter.
Seems like they have that ability. As we've seen, Ottawa, Arizona has been able to crack through some of those layers in that third quarter against Marist. So also watch out for ASU. Marist has to maintain that level of play a full 36 minutes.
Yeah, that's true, but I will say San Jose State got better as the game went on. Now, again, Marist is going to be coming in at least a little tired. We'll see how things end up in that area.
Full 32 minutes. Journalists can't do math. Gabby Fisher with the stop. And a timeout taken by Foxes in this one. Trying to take this dominant win and use that as major fuel as they look to take down the number 7 team in the land this afternoon. For Ottawa, Arizona, they're just going to try and use this as a learning opportunity, playing as some better competition, and use that to try and bounce back tomorrow in the back half of this tournament, out in numbers, one-on-one. Here's De Beer, and we talked about she had the first goal of the game, and now she finally strings it through right at the bitter end.
Oh, they're so fast, Blake. I'm excited. We're going to see such a great game with ASU. Look at the pace that ASU San Jose State game was played at. You're going to see that times like 10 coming up with Marist.
De Beer had goal number 1, now nets goal number 20 for Marist today. It's been all Red Foxes all day long, rocking that red. Madison Mathewson tangled up. Ottawa, Arizona looking for a positive to end on. Just tossed away like a quarterback throwing it out of bounds. Lee retrieves it. Just gonna run out some clock here. A great win for the Red Foxes. Bounce back from that loss to Harvard up in the Northeast. They're able to come back here into the Southwest to kick off their play with a very strong and impressive victory. And for Chris Vidal and his staff, definitely a lot of discussion to go and a little bit of recovery. They're going to need every ounce of this effort when they take on number 7 Arizona State. They just improved to 9-1 after a win this morning over San Jose State. They'll continue to climb toward their national championship contention. Skip across the water on that shot from Mathewson. And we are just about done. Coach tosses one into the pool, and Marist runs it out. The Red Foxes run